Hello everyone. As a part of LeetCode top interview question series, we will be solving another question today. So the question is add two numbers. So you will be given two numbers and you have to return the sum. Now the two numbers will be represented as a linked list and it will be stored in a reverse order. And another condition is the number will be non-negative, so there won't be any negative number in the node itself, and each of their node will contain a single digit, so you won't be having a double digit number in the linked list. For example, let's say you have to sum two numbers. It's let's say 342 and there is a 465. Now this 342, if talk about the input, so it will be given as a reverse of the linked list. So it's a 243 and 465 is again given input as a linked list in a reverse order. Now the sum of this number will be if we talk about 708. So 708 will be the output, and we have to return this 708 as a reverse order. So if I see here it's 7 and 8, and the output should also be in the reverse order. Okay. So this is a question. Let's see what are the different cases we can have as an input. Okay. So if we talk about here, one of the case can be where we have an equal length linked list. So just like this, it will be having an equal length linked list. Another case can be where the linked list length is not equal. So let's say one of the linked list is greater, let's say 1, 4, 3 is there, one of the linked list, and let's say another linked list can be, let's say, 5 and 6. Okay, so that's the one of the linked list here. Another case can be carry forward case. So in the carry forward case, what happens is the last summation of last digit basically gives us a carry. So we have to take care of that case as well. So for example, the case can be 9 plus, sorry, so let's say it's a 9 and 9 linked list. Okay, and another linked list can be 0 and 1. So in this case, we'll be having, when we add this last two digits, so there'll be a carry of value 1, so we have to take care of that case as well. So I think question is clear. Let's go to the solution here. So here's the solution. Let's so input, we are given a function add two numbers. We'll be giving two input, list node L1, list node L2, and we'll be returning list node as the output. So if we talk about this list node, the structure is already defined here. It contains an integer. There'll be next pointer, and there's a constructor here, which we can use. So what we have done is we have initialized a dummy node here. So the concept of dummy node is, it's quite beneficial when dealing with a linked list. It saves from few if else check. It's quite helpful when you have to deal with multiple linked lists. So try to create a one dummy node and then maybe assign a value or add the nodes after this dummy node. So that's what I did here. Create a dummy node. I assign carry 0. Iterator I assign it to result. So we'll be using this iterator to move ahead in this new linked list which we'll be creating. So if I talk about the current structure of this result linked list, it will be value 0 here. Iterator will be pointing to this, and result will also be pointing to this, and the next will be another pointer here. Okay, so this will be the initial structure. What we are doing in the solution is we are iterating over the linked list. So we are using a while loop and we are iterating over the linked list. So if you see here, I have used AND operator or operator here, not AND operator, because in the question it says that non-empty linked list It does not say that it has equal length. So if it would have an equal length, we might have used and operator, but currently we are using or operator here. One more thing, so given that L1 and L2 will not be null, so we don't have to put the condition where, let's say if L1 is null, we have to return L2, or otherwise if L2 is null, just return L1. So those cases I have not included here because as it already says it should be non-empty linked list. So that case won't come here as well. So basically we are iterating over this linked list. I have initialized the sum is 0. Now I basically check if the L1 is not equal to null. I'll include that into the sum. Similarly, L2 is not equal to null. I'll include that into sum. And if let's say there is any carry, I'll add that into sum as well, and then I create a new node with sum modulus 10. So let's say 2 and 5 is there, sum is 7. 7 modulus 10 will be 7. So I'll create a new node 7 and the carry I'll calculate for next iteration. So carry will be 0. And I'll assign iterator dot next is equal to this new node. And this iterator will assign, I'll make it to iterator dot next. So let's say after first iteration, if I talk about my result linked list will be something like this. It will be result. Initially iterator was here pointing to this. Now I have created a new node 7, so and I have made iterator node next is equal to node, and iterator will now point to here. Okay, now in the next iteration, let's say 4 plus 6 10. I'll take modulus 0, so it will be I'll take modulus 10, so it will be value 0 and carry will be 1. Again iterator will move to the value 0. So iterator will point to value 0. The last case 4 plus 3 plus carry 1 gives me value 8. So I'll create a new node here. Okay, and I'll assign this iterator to next 8, and iterator will iterator will point to 8. So that's what the output required output is, and here we have handled the carry over case where let's say you have iterated over the linked list and the final in the final iteration you have a carry non-zero. So what you do is in carry is non-zero, you create a new node and you assign it to node next equal to that. And finally what you do is basically you once after this iteration is done, you'll get the result. And here what the point to remember is you have to return the result of because here if you see result is pointing to 0, or the actual linked list that we want is result of next. So it's a dummy next. So final result will be 708. So yeah, I hope you have followed the solution and you have understood it. Do let me know if there's any area where I need to focus on any particular question which you want me to solve. Thanks for your time. Bye bye. Take care.